Hi everyone, welcome to the Goddess Enchantments channel. I'm Claire and this is the 12th day of our 12 days of crystals. If you haven't already, do subscribe and click the bell. You can find your handy dandy links in the drop down underneath this video, which will take you to our website as well as my closed community Facebook group. It is the 12th day, which means it is Christmas Eve. So what Christmas traditions do you have? Do you have any Christmas Eve specific traditions that you have? Do you only celebrate Yule? Do you celebrate both? Let me know in the comments down below. So today's crystal, we are going to be talking about Labradorite or Labradorite, depending on where you come from and how you say it. So most of my community say Labradorite. Officially it's Labradorite, but there are no rights or wrongs here. You can say your crystal names how you want. Some of them are super complicated. Definitely need to say them how you want. But with this one today, I'm just going to call it Labradorite. And yes, so I'm going to show you a couple of pieces. This first one is my piece, or one of my pieces. So this is what Labradorite looks like. Now Labradorite is characterized by this sheen on front here. You can see it's greens and beautiful blues. You can get golden Labradorite. You can get purple in there. There can be all sorts of colors. This is a hefty, wefty chunk of Labradorite. The sparkle and the markings will be in different places on each piece and get picked up by the light differently. So this is a big old chunky. I'm not going to hold that up the whole time I'm talking to you about it because it's pretty heavy. So this is also another piece of mine, which is a wonderful little palm version. I can come a little bit up closer with this one so you can see. Like so. Look at that beautiful flash. So gorgeous. I love this crystal. A lot of you have seen my really big, like big as my head, Ganesha that is carved out of Labradorite, and he's got his on the back of him is his rats, and he's got his full headdress. Everything, oh, so stunning and so amazing, made out of that crystal. Well, this crystal, I should say. So Labradorite, first and foremost, the way that people most know about it is as the gemstone of the new moon. So it's known as an intention setting gemstone. So when the new moon comes around, this is a time when we sit down and we think of all the things that we want to achieve. Now, how far ahead you look is completely up to you. Depends on your own personal practice, your own ritual practice, your own crystal practice. But there are certain cycles that you can work with. So you can look ahead for the next 30 days, so new moon to new moon. And you'll also be working on that intention at the full moon. You can look ahead by 3 months. You can look ahead by 6, 9 or 12 months, and you can set intentions for those time periods. Of course, you can set intentions for any time period. Doesn't have to be those traditional magical ways of working. You could set an intention for something that you need to manifest within the next 6 weeks. It really doesn't matter. But the new moon brings all of its energy together to allow us to set our intentions for what it is that we want to bring into being. Whether that is prosperity, whether that's protection, whether it's a new job, whether it's better health, it doesn't matter. We used a new moon for that, and we use Labradorite. Now, this crystal is open to all of those intentions because one of its correspondences is for the setting of them. So it really doesn't matter if you're using a piece and your best friend's using a piece and they're setting intentions for prosperity and you're setting intentions for a happy home. It really doesn't matter. Incorporating this gemstone into your new moon magic is going to be really powerful in and of itself. Obviously, if you are having specific things like you're going to work with prosperity, you might want to use some natural, non-heat treated, no heat treated amethyst, natural citrine with your Labradorite. If you're working on protection, you may bring in some black tourmaline or some smoky quartz. If you're working on psychic work, journeying, taking your spirituality to the next level, you might bring in something like scholarsite, for example. So you can pair this gemstone with absolutely anything for your intention setting. If you're going to be creating a grid on the new moon, incorporate this gemstone because it's going to be really powerful with that energy. But it's not just for intention setting. Often I think along the way people get really lost with that, because in the new age market it gets pushed all the time that this is your intention setting crystal, that you should have it in every form going and use it in every form going on the new moon, when realistically you don't need it in every form going for your intention setting. You don't want to be working with 20 pieces of Labradorite on the new moon. It's going to be very confused. The energy is going to be all mismatched. You don't need that much for intention setting. But then people don't look past that. They're like, oh, Labradorite, yeah, that's great for the new moon. And you're like, there's so much more. Because Labradorite is really, really protective. It is a wonderful protection stone, especially for psychic protection and energetic protection. So it's one you can work with your other crystals or even by itself, because it really is a potent crystal. It helps also to unlock your own psychic and intuitive abilities. You can even keep it with your pendulum, or even get a Labradorite pendulum, for example. It's a really powerful placed over the third eye to help open that third eye before doing any kind of psychic work or before trying to communicate with your guides. If you're going into journey to work with your guides, you can use this stone and take it in with you as an opener of the third eye and the upper chakras. And it also gives protection as well while you're doing your journey work. So it's really, really versatile in those ways. The other way you can use this gemstone is in your household to create a energy of positivity. And it's funny because a lot of people don't think of this gemstone as one that brings positivity, but it really, really does, because it helps inspire creativity. So it will put you in a more positive place to be more creative and to be inspired. It's a very inspirational gemstone. So if you like to do creative writing, if you like to take part in some form of art, be that painting, be that dancing, whatever art is to you, basically, this would be a really good stone to pair with that work, to really allow you to open up, to progress in that area, to re-spark your creativity. Use with it some carnelian to really get passion and creativity and inspiration and a push on projects. Those two paired together are a really, really powerful pairing. So as you can see, there are quite a few other uses for Labradorite that go far beyond just working with it on the new moon. Having it on your altar during ritual, programmed to aid you in your ritual work, is another really powerful way to use it. I often bring back for crystal treasures, when I can and my supplier has them, charging plates, so flat slabs of Labradorite, so that people can actually make small altars on it, because it not only can you set your intention on the new moon and then create an altar for whatever that is, but it genuinely all the time is bringing energy to it for what it is that you're trying to create. So having this as a base to your altar brings protection, obviously opens up those upper chakras so you can really get in there and do the work, but it's also going to help magnify whatever it is that you are working ritually on. It's going to protect your altar space energetically from outside interference. If you live with other people, it's a really good thing to have on your altar, because if you have people in your household that perhaps don't understand your personal practice, maybe they don't agree with it, maybe they're likely to come into your room and touch your things. Crime. People come in and touch my things. It's not going to end well for them. And I have a lot of crystals to pick up around me and go running after them with. So if people are likely to come in and touch your magical tools, protect them with your Labradorite, which is why it does make a really powerful base, or just keeping it on your altar as a palm stone like this, a big chunky piece. I had some spheres a little while ago that were absolutely stunning, and even some wands. So whatever form you feel called to work with this gemstone, you absolutely can. Now, we've talked a lot in this series about using palm stones in your auric field. Now, Labradorite, my words today, I tell you, Labradorite is another one that you can actually use in your energy field on the new moon, okay? So if on the new moon, before you start to set your intentions, you want to connect with your crystal more. Some people like to connect with their crystal on a monthly basis by sitting, doing a little bit of meditation with it before they start their working, doing some anointing. That works for them. But if you want to strengthen your connection even more, you can actually take it through your energy field, and you'll be able to feel the energy of the crystal, and you'll start to attune to it. When you work with Labradorite, it is very much a partner if you're going to use it for the new moon intention side of things. And these are not like throwaway pieces. So you're going to be using this piece on different new moons for different things, or you're going to be dedicating a piece to one thing that you're going to work with every new moon with that piece. So you want your connection with the piece to be really, really, really strong. Like I said, you can do that by doing a meditation with it, by anointing it, making sure that you're keeping it cleansed and charged and really loved, basically. But by taking it through your energy field, again, you're just strengthening connection. It's not doing anything specific. It's not like healing auric tears or doing anything like that. It's basically just a way to attune to this crystal, because it does work so strongly energetically with your upper chakras in particular. Having it in your energy field and doing it in a way that's very mindful, so that the crystal knows that you're deliberately putting it in your energy field, just allows you to attune better to this crystal's energy stream. So it works really, really well with this. It's great for making elixirs and waters out of, if you're going to make sprays and things like that, for clearing down your altars. This is another great one. I actually use this crystal in my smokeless smudge and my energy clearing smudges, sprays that I make. So it's a really potent one for you to work with. So that is it for our 12 days of crystals. I can't believe it. So this is probably the last video on YouTube until 2020. And in 2020, I do plan to have a regular upload schedule, so you will be seeing more of me, and YouTube will be done more regularly than it has been this year. But if you still want to see a lot more of me, you want to interact with me on live videos, because I do tons of lives over in our main group: full moon lives, new moon lives, general chit chat lives, story time lives, where anything can come up. You are welcome to come over to the group, which is in the link down below. So have a wonderful Christmas Eve if you celebrate, and Christmas Day if you don't celebrate. Have a wonderful time with whatever it is that you and your family will be doing for the coming days anyway. And I will speak to you all very soon. That's it from me. Blessed be.